What's going on, guys? Today we are taking a look at a much more interesting car than maybe you've normally seen. This is a Losi XXX-SCB. It's one of the only RC buggies that's actually a short course buggy and not just some goofy looking wedge. So today we're going to get it out on our track and do some laps with it. It's two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive only. This one has some Hobbywing 4000 kV combo that's definitely way too fast for it. This is all running on 2S. It's got basically no torque with this combo, but it definitely gets moving when you get on the gas. Maybe it's better this way since these cars seem to have gone out of production about 8 years ago, and you can't really get them anymore at parts. If I blow out a gear, I'm gonna have some problems. So maybe it's better gearing it up this way, but we'll do some laps around our track here. This is the first time enough snow has melted and the track's actually firmed up enough to drive on this year, so we're hopefully getting some maybe more interesting videos out of it. Made it around this back corner here. Coming back across the main one, we got a couple of ski jumps there around the last corner, and this is where I have a lot of issues with two-wheel drive getting traction since there's one little crossover jump there where I didn't really have enough dirt to fill in the tabletop because I woefully underestimated how much dirt it takes to fill in tabletops like the spec one we've got here. And these cars, you can't really get parts for them anymore. It's hard to find videos of anybody driving them remotely soon, so here's a 4K video of it running around my little track here. I tried really hard not to break it. I think eventually I just start going around that jump because I really don't want to crash at a weird angle since I've got this one. We have one more that runs with a brushed motor in it, and then I've got one parts car that took me a while to hunt down 3 of these things. Most of these were browsing Facebook Marketplace and bouncing around to different random cities and convincing people to ship their cars to me for a modest fee so I could get them. Because all in all, I think I didn't spend more like $120 buying any one of these cars. It was just damn near impossible to find, and the ones that go up on eBay seem to sell for like $300 to $400 on eBay, so to find people on Marketplace that didn't look at eBay and get them to ship it to me before they realized what they were doing. But yeah, it's just I don't know, I thought it was an interesting car. It drives around the track really nicely. It's very different than anything else to drive since it's a little narrower, a little shorter. And with this body, there is basically 0 wind resistance on them in the air, so they're very different to drive compared to everything else. And I thought it was fun. If anybody clicked this video and you have ideas for stuff to add to my track, let me know. I've got a skid steer on order right now, so assuming that comes in some reasonable time, I should be able to make some more modifications to the track, hopefully improve it. Whenever the roads finish drying out and firming up, I've also got 26 tons of gravel coming, mostly to make some driveway repairs that you might be able to see next to the dumpster there. But assuming I'm going to have a lot of extra gravel on that, if I get my skid steer in time, it'll hopefully have some extra stuff where I can try and pack some down into the track and maybe firm up some of the jumps a little bit more since they're a little soft right now since I didn't have a good way of compacting them before. If you get ideas, let me know. That little pile of logs there is where I initially was trying to do some weird mixer. I've got this one thing we're racing on right now for driving short course trucks, go fast things. The other line in the middle is we have a couple of bombers and Capras now where it's trying to make something sort of like an Ultra 4 track through the middle of it where you hit some jumps and stuff and you cut through the middle and do some crawling over logs and boulders and stuff. Don't really know what's going to happen with that. If anybody's got ideas, let me know. Alright, here we go again. This is only on 2S. I think the brushless system I put in this is quite a bit spicier than it needs to be. Oh, that jump scares me every time because you can't get parts for these anymore. Alright, we flipped it back over. Doing my best to keep it going smooth. Absolutely rips through the whoops. Wow, that's a tongue twister. When I get on it, it's a rocket ship. I'm just like trying my best to actually keep everything super smooth and hit the landings because they stopped making these a long time ago. I've got 2 that I think theoretically run right now and 1 parts car. So you got 3 of them. 2 of them we can maybe drive, and I'm trying really hard not to crash or break it because they stopped making these like 10 years ago and it was really difficult to find 3 of them. Don't want to think about what it's going to take to get more parts for these. I eventually want to get set up with a nicer 3D printer that can work with engineering materials maybe and start drawing up some better replacement parts. But it still seems like it does a decent job getting around the track for how old it is and how not well matched this motor's speed is for the car. actually getting the jumps pretty smooth. It corners really well, it grips well. When you get on it, it rips, and there's no wind resistance whatsoever in the air with this, especially compared to like short course trucks. Still only on 2S, and if you get on it, it goes. Trying my best to at least keep that little tabletop right in front of us smooth. If I cut that corner short, I don't get the run up I need. Right, going again. I flipped it. There's track finally, this is the first day it's dried out, and there's actually no wind, which makes it a good day to drive. Lots of grip today. They're still the original tires, I believe, and they're gripping surprisingly well for being I don't know how old. Okay, we're just going to go around the jump this time. Not break our nice vintage irreplaceable car. I wish they still made these, because I think it's a really cool style of car. You can't get them anymore. So get distracted by some tumbleweeds. Okay, I wish they still sold the actual short course buggies. I just think it's a really cool chassis. I like the way the car looks. It handles really well. Actually a lot of fun. Trying to baby it. Smooth over the tabletop. It actually takes these back little ski jumps really well. Just going to keep going around the main jump because I really don't want to break it. That main jump is the only one I think will actually break it with a little crossover there. I'd like to fill that in. So I got stuck on the track. The downsides of two-wheel drive. Stuck on the track, little plastic pipe thing. Well, that's all I've got for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that look at the, I was about to say Tenacity. This is the XXX-SCB. Very unique car that I really wish they still make, so I think it's awesome. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and I'll see you later.